JP's budget collecting, and I have a mysterious guest with me that you've never seen on my channel before, or me on his channel. And Gabi, what's going on, man?
Oh, just still high from my own stream, which you were on a little bit.
Yeah,
From that Batman book, I'm still stoked
that
on it.
little minor book that you picked up.
It's a little minor key, but before we were while we were backstage, before we did that stream, you mentioned the topic of this stream, and I found it pretty interesting. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll hop on. Why not? Let's keep it going.
You did Unruly. You might talk him into showing it because, he probably doesn't want to show that again. But you need to go check out his stream.
Go watch the video.
Yeah, go watch the video, Unruly. He needs to watch. Go watch the video.
I do need. Although I did get an unsubscribe from that stream.
What?
I did. Maybe that's jealousy. I don't know. But
how did you get an unsubscribe from that video?
I don't know. Or maybe I'm making too many videos because I actually have like a video every day in the past like 5 or 6 days. Maybe that's too much. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Hey Perry. Hey Biggie Shack. What's going on? So
I'll give Unruly a quick.
Oh, he just got a flash. You gotta. So. All right. So this is, as Gabi said, this is a little bit impromptu. I seen something today, and I wanted to kind of get some feedback, and I want to talk about it with him and talk about what I saw that like I had never seen before, and maybe I'm the only person that hasn't. Hey, Bake. Yes, this is Deja Vu. Only we're on opposite sides of the screen this time. we flip places. So I see something today with a variant that I had never seen before, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of this, and where this is potentially going. And so I don't know that we're gonna want this to go very long, so let's just get into it. I follow Dawn McTeague on Instagram. She's an artist. She does like Zenescope covers, and she does a few things for Marvel and DC. Mostly like store variants, occasionally like an actual variant. But she's known kind of for her sexy women kind of things.
Which I have fell for those Zenescope Tales of Horror, like Tales of Horror? Or Grim Tales of Terror. Grim Fairy Tales, Tales of Terror.
Yeah.
Bunch of those.
So anyway, she's a cover artist and like one of like many that I follow on Instagram. And so she put out today that she was having a store exclusive with Comics Elite. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go to Comic Elite here.
Great looking cover too.
So yeah. So let's share this. Okay, so here's kind of her McTeague covers for Harley Quinn, Ivy, and I'm just going to kind of click through these so you guys can kind of see them. So this is kind of the regular cover, trade dress, Harley cover for Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy #1. No big deal, $12.99. Kind of standard, sexy Harley. Like I said, she's known for this kind of like, we'll zoom this up a little bit, but she's known for this kind of, good girl art, I guess, for lack of a,
Yeah, it's kind of pinup style without it being like a pinup.
Yeah. Oh, well, if you go on her website, like she has like risque versions of almost like all the prints and stuff she has. So she's not afraid to do that, like to show everything. So, right. But so there's the regular cover, and then you can get the sketch. All of this is pretty standard kind of thing. So, but what I found interesting is the third cover, the C cover. And you'll notice they only show it as a slab CBCS. Limited edition. So I'm going to shrink this back down. and let you guys show what this says. Cover C will be limited to 250 copies. Every copy will be signed and graded 9.8 by CBCS. All ungraded copies of Cover C will be destroyed except for possible artist copies given by DC Comics. CBCS will verify the disposal of all copies of Cover C that are remaining. All of this information will be verified on the label. So you can only get a 9.8 CBCS signed slab of this cover for $150 if you want it. So I am curious thoughts on this, because I had thoughts today. I was like, wait, it's only 250, and the only way you can get it is, so you're basically buying the cover. You're not getting the book.
Yeah, I don't recall a previous scenario with this particular approach to a limited print run variant that's, that limited, especially like what 250 copies.
Well, it's 250, and it basically they're going to print more than that.
They're all going to be
259.8.
Yeah. So they're all going to be. Well, here's the thing: like, are they still grading it after it's signed? Because how do you? I mean, are there going to be rejects that are 9.6s and 9.4s that are signed? Because
I don't know.
How do you guarantee getting if your print run's only 250? Are you going to sell 250 yellow labels at 9.8 in advance without actually knowing if every book is a 9.8 after it's signed, handled, and whatever?
You see what it says every copy will be signed and graded 9.8. All ungraded copies. In other words, I would assume anything that doesn't make the 9.8 cut gets destroyed.
Oh, it says all but it doesn't say all undergraded. It says all ungraded. That's
so again, so that's my question. Is I don't know what necessarily. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work for sure.
I don't either.
Biggie's saying scam. So
I think he was asking, are they a scam? I mean, we don't know.
I don't know. I've never used this particular website, but I mean, Don McTeague is a real cover artist in the industry. She's not like a flyby, like somebody you've never heard of. She's somebody I've heard of. She has real covers with Marvel and DC.
Unruly's comments pretty funny. He's like, to get a CBCS 9.8, that poor woman gonna sign 1,000 plus books. Yeah, I kind of call shenanigans on that, because they're saying what the print run is, and they're saying every single one will be a 9.8.
Yeah.
And they're only saying that they're going to destroy non-signed copies. But they're they're acknowledging that they're going to be printing more, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know about this.
Biggie saying shenanigans.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
The sad thing was, I saw it on her Instagram, so she just had the 3 images. And I was like, ooh, because this is like the costume from the Injustice game, is where this costume comes from, if you guys don't recognize it. And I was like, I like that costume. I was like, that would be cool. I was like, I wonder how much the C is, or if you have to buy all 3 to get it.
Right. I mean, it's a great looking cover. I like
and so that's the only reason I went and investigated it. And then, because she didn't have any of this on her Instagram post. And then it got in here, Explosive Elite, limited to 250 copies. And so here's the Ancient Mariner, maybe the Great Karnak holds the boom over his head. I call this a 9.8. But yeah. I guess, how many copies are they going to have to print, and then hoping to get 259.8?
I mean, I think literally, even though it sounded like a joke, what Unruly said is probably what is going to end up having to happen. Maybe not 1,000, but maybe she signs 500 of them, and they worked out a deal with CBCS saying, all right, we're getting all these books signed in front of your witness, CBCS, and then you'll go grade them, and they'll be authentic grades. And then with a pre-screen, I mean, I know CGC does pre-screen, right? I don't, off the top of my head, I don't recall if CBCS does pre-screen. I've never used them for pre-screen or anything like that. But I would imagine if you're going to get 500 something books graded simultaneously and cap it to 250 9.8s, that it's a pre-screen situation. So
yeah,
the grader will look at the signed book, thoroughly review it and grade it, and if it's not a 9.8, they're not going to encapsulate it, right?
That appears to be what it.
Until they get to 250. I mean, logistically, that's the only legitimate way to do it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming they're not trying to, pull one over on people. Is just, So.
Like Unruly said, I've seen like people where they limited it. I've seen the super short limited runs, but I've never seen like the graded thing before. And
I see. So they threw away
the worst half, is what they claimed. I don't know. I didn't see that. I wasn't familiar with that Unruly.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, but
he does say they weren't sold graded.
I mean, the interesting thing is by cracking it out, let's say you're one of the recipients of these 250 yellow label CBCS 9.8 books and you crack it out, like you have the only cracked out copy.
So do you go and switch over to CBC and get a green label and be like, and try to get your 9.8? So yeah,
right.
like, TJ cannot own this book.
Well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, he can. I mean, depends on if he's okay with the green label or not, because CGC won't acknowledge the CBCS yellow label. So even with their crossover grading service, so.
Yeah, they will not acknowledge the yellow label. So it's I don't know that I have a whole lot to say about this. It just was something that I've never seen before.
It's just an interesting scenario.
And I mean, realistically, like, it's not cheap. Don't get me wrong. It's a money grab. It's $150, but for a signed 9.8 of a $250, it's not actually as bad as I thought once I started like reading what the price was going to be. Mm-hmm. And I guess it just depends on whether or not. Like, I don't know. What do you think the aftermarket for this book is going to be?
I would never personally pay $150 for that.
I wouldn't either. I'm not going to get it. Like I said, I was like super interested when I saw her post and I saw that cover and I was like, it prompted me to like, all right, let me go see how much this is going to cost.
I might pay $10 for a raw copy, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah. And I was like, do you have to buy? I figured it was going to be another one of those where you have to buy all three to get the C cover. And I was like, yeah, I won't do that.
Oh, it's like a bundle?
Yeah, where it's a bundle to get the super limited one and that kind of thing. But like, this is not what I was expecting. And so I'm curious, I don't know. I don't even know what I think about it, to be perfectly honest. I think, like they said, it's kind of a money grab. Maybe, I don't know that it's true shenanigans, but the whole fact that they're probably going to, like you said, going to have to print 500-600 at least to get 259.8, unless they're putting them on like the thicker cardstock kind of thing. And
well, let's just go ahead and assume that they pre-sell this out at 250 copies. So that's like $37,500 of revenue at $150 a slab. So that's $37,500 if you sell 150. Sell each slab at $150 times 250, right? So 150 times 250 is 37,500. So that's their gross revenue on this deal. So you would imagine that I don't know what the cost of printing a 500 or 600 or however many they need to print to get 259.8s. I don't know what CBCS's cut is for grading. How much of a discount they're giving them for grading and the yellow labels and the witness and all that.
Yeah.
Then you got shipping. I don't know. Is that shipped or are they charging for shipping?
tax included, shipping calculated at checkout is what it says. But I think it says free shipping over 100. So
Okay, so free shipping.
Yeah.
So they got to eat the shipping on 250, or, on
yeah,
those slabs. So I'm gonna just make a general average assumption out that it costs somewhere between $10 and $15 to them to ship that, probably more. You know what I mean? So that's probably 3,000-4,000 in expense. So that leaves you with like 33,000 in revenue, plus minus all the fees to CGC.
yeah. So they're going to make a mint on this thing.
To the artist, I would imagine they had to pay for the cover. Probably they had to pay for the artwork to get the artwork for the exclusive variant. And they probably had to pay the artist to do all the signing also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know what all this other stuff costs, but that's kind of what you're looking at as far as total potential return on them. So I mean, it seems like there's a lot of money there to play with, though. So if they sell all 250, they probably are, walking
They're
away
making their money off of this.
with a nice profit. So
yeah. You see, well, Unruly, like says, and I think that for most collectors, yeah, I think that is a no-brainer. But so many people get sucked into this, but I'm just curious. Like I said, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like the cover. And then I went and looked and seen what they were doing, and it was just like, I was just curious what people thought of it. And
I mean, I do the same thing Unruly does all the time. Like I will find a great price or a great deal on a high grade Silver Age book. It may not be a major key first appearance or anything.
Yeah.
But it could have a freaking Jack Kirby cover, like my Thor 154 or whatever that I used on Friday Night Fights against Bake. That was a 9.0 white pages Silver Age Thor Jack Kirby cover. You know what I mean? You could probably track that down from somewhere between $100 and $150. I'd much rather have that than
and to a certain degree, and don't get me wrong, I own slabs and I buy slabs and that kind of stuff. But this is to me, almost as close as you can possibly get to a print of a comic. You know what I mean? Because you're
it is
yeah, it's almost like buying a print, and that's what H. Mayer is saying. I like great art, buy a poster. And so, because it's a brand new book, so there's no history associated with the book. It's just, I just don't know.
I mean, buying a print or a poster is always an option for any particular piece of artwork or even comic book that you can't afford. Like, if going back to my stream, I'm never going to buy a Batman 1 or a Tech 27, but I could find a nice print, you know what I mean, and put that on the wall. It's always a more economical way of sort of displaying some stuff that you're into. That
maybe Comics and Sleep gave me the thumb down, man. I thought you were going back to sleep. You said, I hope you're feeling better, man. So,
hey, Matt.
But yeah, so this was just, like I said, I don't think we're going to go too long on this one. I'll keep this one pretty short. I was just curious I had never seen this particular, for lack of a word, gimmick or approach to trying to sell these store variants before. And
I'll tell you who gave this a thumbs down. Elite Rewards, whatever this
Comic Elite. Comics Elite. What is this website again?
I mean, we're not doing this to hate on them. We just know this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
It is interesting, and like I said, it's it's a super attractive cover. It's just but yeah, no, I'm not chasing that for $150.
No. So
yes, Biggie, I'm not buying. What was his comment earlier? Stop buying chick covers. So,
Unruly Simeon says if that were a Hughes, it'd sell out in 5 minutes. Yeah,
it'd be gone. If she was a bigger named artist, I bet she'd already be gone.
Oh yeah.
If that was a Hughes or a J. Scott Campbell or a Frisian or a Stephanie Hans or something like that, it'd be gone.
Yeah.
The fact is, she's kind of a smaller artist. I mean, she's not as well known. A Art Germ, that thing would be see ya.
Crane.
Yeah, Crane. Yeah, big thing like Jock. Yeah, if they did it with somebody who was, big time, well known, that thing would be gone, and they probably would have started it at $199.
The problem there, going back to the economics of the whole situation, is it's going to cost them double the amount to acquire the art, or more than double the amount to acquire the art from that artist, and for their time to sign that many books. So it turns in your window to make a profit on that kind of exclusive is harder, right? It's more difficult. It will sell, but you'll have a much more narrower. So I guess these guys are probably essentially taking a risk on this, because
to a certain degree, because she's not as super well known. I mean, she's a published artist, but she's not like one of the people that you're going to think of immediately. Like if you see her name and it doesn't immediately, like a lot of people probably don't know who she is. So I only know who she is because I've seen her art and seen her at like cons before. She was at like Planet Con this last year.
I mean, when you mentioned her name, I didn't recognize it right away. So that goes to show you that, from a brand name perspective, not quite the awareness
she's
level.
Not quite there, but that doesn't mean that she's not.
Doesn't mean she can't get there. Yeah, doesn't mean she can't get there.
Yeah. Sure. So I don't know. It was just kind of an interesting.
To me, that's a cover where if I see it on the shelf, like as the B cover to a DC issue, I get that instead of the A cover. Like to me, that's what it is. That kind of a cover.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. It's definitely, super attractive. I like that costume. It's kind of a steampunky kind of, from that Injustice game. But a little Victorian steampunk kind of costume thing. But I'm not like, it was one of those things that I had already decided if it was, more than like the $12, $15, I probably wasn't doing it even when I went to look it up. And then, So let's go back. Go back here. I mean, like, this is a good cover and it's only $12.99. I probably am not going to do it, but it's not good enough to make me chase it, I guess, is what I'm saying. But again, if that was a B cover, I would probably get a B cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's pretty decent.
So I think
they bag and board it for $12.99. So there you go. I said, and they bag and board it for
regular bag and board. That's right. See, but even on that, they're guaranteeing. Like, I didn't even notice this, but it says
9.4 to 9.8.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, almost. I mean, unless you're like majorly bad at grading, like detecting a 9.4 is, I think your chances are higher if you're guaranteeing 9.4 or higher. To promise a certain condition. That it is risky still to do that with raw books, but it's a little bit less than saying guaranteed 9.8 raw. I mean, that's outrageous to do that.
Yeah. Oh, the lurkers are in here. Hey, Tacoma, what's going on, man?
What's up, Perry and the lurkers? Tacoma, I like Tacoma's comment.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, if I did that and said it was at Midtown, I think it probably would, like, people would like be like, really?
I got this in Midtown. It's
Midtown, guys. It's the secret mustache variant for Absolute Carnage #2, man.
Well, yeah, they did the secret, like those secret, like the Carnage variants with a little bit of like red stuff on the letters or something, and like,
Oh man. That would be hilarious. But I will refrain from doing such mischievous activities. even though it would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey, Joe 47771. What's going on, man? So I think I've called out almost everybody that's dropped in here.
Spencer Welch is in here.
So you like that, Spencer? Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about the one that's currently up there, just the green and the classic Harley? Or are you talking about what the actual subject of our conversation, which is the C version of this, which you can only buy graded in a 9.8 sign for $150? So Spencer, somebody just dropped in there and says he likes it and he'd buy it if he had the cash. Would you be interested in this deal? Limited to 250. They're guaranteeing a 9.8 signed yellow label, but you cannot get this cover any other way. They're going to destroy anything.
Cannot buy raw copies.
Yeah, you cannot buy a raw copy. Lurkers want to know where you can get this book. It is from, website is Comics Elite. So it's up here. So comicselitecomics.com. So comics with an S, elite comics with an S.com.
Based on their homepage, it looks like it goes on sale at midnight, or was that midnight yesterday?
That's a good question. I did not even look.
It's at Dawn McTeague something midnight.
Sale starts at midnight. That's got to be tonight because she put it out today on her Instagram. So let's go back in. I didn't even look to see if you could buy it yet. I wasn't paying attention.
Ooh, so I noticed something new. That's why you have me on these streams.
Add to cart. Or wait, buy it now. Let's not do one. Well, they don't have any account information for me.
Yeah. You can click buy now.
No, you can't buy it. It must have been on sale last night.
So it must have been midnight the night before, and they didn't update their homepage.
Yeah, not yet. So, no, thank you. Oh, except for I clicked out of it completely. So I have to come back.
Unruly said, "Whoa, back up! That Batman Who Laughs variant looks killer." I didn't really see which one he was talking about.
We can find it. I'll get back there. Unruly. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Let's go back to their homepage. And let me share my screen again. The cat is now making an appearance. So yeah, Comics Elite is the name of the thing, and then it's but their website's Comic Elite. There's a deceased variant they got here, John Jang. I've never even heard of him. Those are kind of cool.
What else is on the homepage slider?
There's a Venom, Jae-Hung Lee. I don't know. I didn't see the.
I guess he just said deceased, so maybe he was talking.
Oh, it's deceased ones. Okay, yeah, he's talking about these.
That's it, yeah.
So this looks like a bundle of.
Customer appreciation bundle.
Yeah. Interesting.
John.
Lois and Catwoman, huh? So. Oh, I haven't taken Spencer's thing out. I never did see I like on, but I passed at 150. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So there's Tacoma. He's saying they got rarity, the condition, the beautiful art, but it's really going to be demand in a few months. And that's a good question because it's not an in-demand artist necessarily.
Right.
But as Joe says, there's probably definitely 250 Harley fans who might pay for it. I mean, it only takes 250 people.
I think it would be interesting if this actually wasn't yet on sale, and that it went on sale at midnight. Because if it already went on sale at like midnight yesterday, and that's why you can already buy it.
Well, that's the question. I
don't know.
It had to have gone on sale. I mean, I clicked in and was able to go to buy it now. So.
Right. So it's got to be on sale then. So that's it's outdated homepage information, which isn't great because then people are landing on the website and maybe clicking away because it says midnight. You know what I mean?
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I didn't actually try to complete the sale, and maybe they get you a message that it can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But the fact that they let you get that far and put it in a cart to me indicates that. What does it do if I try to put it in the cart? Did it actually put it in the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's putting it in there. I think it's got to be already on sale.
Well, we could always like check back in a couple of days. See
Yeah.
where it's at.
See if it's gone.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how quickly it goes. I mean, personally, like, and I like her art, but personally, I like the $3, the $4.99 art journal.
Mhm.
But Tacoma wants to know, based on my Saturday morning shows, how likely is a comic like this to hold its value in 6 months? Here's the interesting thing, Tacoma, is store variants very rarely hit that list.
Yeah.
Because generally they go for basically, they not to say they don't, because they do. There's been a few that have hit the list, but generally they're already selling for kind of a premium. And they usually stick, like, I've looked at a few. It's harder to know. Like, it really depends on the cover itself. Like, if it's really hot and people like it, it usually sticks around the list price. There's some that jump and go for more, but I feel like there's usually not a huge... But I also don't feel like they necessarily fall off as much as, like, an incentive does.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to tell because they don't hit... I haven't got as many data points on that, to be perfectly honest. So,
yeah, I've only ever bought one store exclusive comic book, like pre-order style or whatever, like
yeah.
this kind of way. You know, it's the one we were talking about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The Shannon Mayer Ghost Spider from Comic Mint. That's the only one I've ever bought that way, with absolutely no expectations that book gets hot, even though it did sell out on their site. You know.
Yeah.
I got it just because I really like the artwork, and I didn't want to have to go track one down later, even though a huge part of me believes that in 6 months I could get it cheaper. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know.
You know, and I've bought several, and by several I mean like 4 or 5 total.
Right.
And like in general, I buy them because I want them, not because I think they're going to go up in value for anything. And I don't think in general those do not usually like take off. I think there's a few that, like, if they're really limited and they're really like amazing covers, but it's not very many because they do not hit that list very often.
So there was a Lucio Perillo Comic Mint exclusive Vampirella cover, and they did like this Virgin cover edition of it or whatever. I didn't pre-order that variant. I didn't even know really. I wasn't even really aware of what the process was for pre-ordering these kind of exclusive variants, both trade dress Virgin from these like store exclusives at the time. I tracked down the book for like nothing on eBay.
Right.
And then I sent it into CGC myself, got it graded, came back a 9.8. So my total investment was like 50% off compared to what Comic Mint charges for pre-ordering a 9.8 CGC. So that's my one related experience where I didn't pre-order. I waited to just get it on my own, and I still got a 9.8 out of it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, I think typically you're better off, and that's one of those things that, like, that's why I found it so interesting is they're not giving you the option to get the raw book. They're like, you will, if you want it, you are getting the graded 9.8 signed.
Right.
Like, you can't get the book raw. You can't get the book unsigned.
That's true.
Like, that is, you know, it's just
except for some limited copies that they're saying
that maybe she had, the DC sends to her, like they send to the artist.
Right.
So
maybe you'll see that artist in an artist alley at some con with that book on her table, unsigned, and don't, if you see it, pick it up and don't get it signed, because then you'll have the only one.
A unique one of one almost.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have your modern grail right there. So
I think we are going to see more of this unruly. I think That's why I wanted to talk about it, was because it's the first time I'd seen it. I do not think it'll be the last time we see it.
Yeah,
in any way, shape, or form.
agreed.
Because you talked about the margin, and I think there's enough margin there, particularly for an artist like this. Kind of maybe she's probably like third tier just in terms of popularity and stuff. But like, I think you could move up to like some second tier cover artists, and like maybe never Adam Hughes is maybe never the margin just because he costs so much. But
right, if you move up one tier of artists, you can double the amount of copies that you sell, and you could increase the price that you charge by also. So
let's say you had trying to think of somebody who I would think would be kind of in that tier that's known but not like huge, like I'm blanking now, like a Warren Lau or Low or however you pronounce his name,
Frank Cho or something.
Or Frank Cho, like a Frank Cho would be a perfect example of that. Like if you did that with Frank Cho, like more people know who he is. He's not one of the big boys, but like
he's got a solid base of people that dig.
Yeah, he has a following.
Yeah, a Frank Cho, a Mark Brooks, somebody like that.
Sam.
For CGC signature series.
Yeah. So there you go. That's something else that couldn't exist unless you got it from her directly, because they won't honor the yellow label as if you were at the show and you got it from her, got it signed, and then sent it to CGC if they were on site, and then you'd have a CGC one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so. So I don't know. I don't think we've been going for 36 minutes. I'm going to keep this. Let's end it here. I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts and kind of bring, just point out what I'd seen today. I thought it was kind of unique. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure I don't, because I don't want to have to pay for grading up front. I know a lot of stores have gone to that, but usually you can get raw or you can pay more for the graded. So having them graded and signed and stuff is not new, but only having them graded and signed is something I hadn't seen before.
Right. Destroying all raw copies, quote unquote. Yeah. Something I've never seen on a pre-order link before.
No.
So
yeah. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Looked like we had several people hop in here. I think it got up to 15 or 16 at one point. And
nice.
Certainly still at 11. So thanks everybody. I don't think NYC and I are going to be back again tonight on either of our channels. So.
No, I'm saying goodnight to YouTube. And maybe I might go hop into Golden Guys chat.
There you go, jump in the Golden Guys chat. But so no worries, Matt. Like I said, this was super impromptu. We talked about this literally in the pre-show before NYC went live, and we were like, and then afterward I decided I was going to do it. So,
yeah.
All right, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me again, and we'll see you later.
Peace.